Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today was a big day for the NBA. The trade deadline just passed, and the Lakers weren't able to swing a deal for Anthony Davis. And obviously, right now, the focus is on the team and to a lesser extent, the Pelicans and the Celtics. Now, the question right now is whether the team chemistry with the Lakers is ruined. Is LeBron regretting coming to the Lakers? There's also some speculation about whether the Pelicans were trying to collude by taking advice from other executives and not giving in to the Lakers' demands. And now the Celtics are in an interesting situation as well, because now they can wait until the summer and make their own pitch for Anthony Davis. So the Lakers are obviously in a bit of trouble right now. They're kind of in no man's land. But I always thought that their problems ran deeper. And today I just wanted to rewind a few years and focus on a couple of players from the draft. So if we go back to 2016, at this point the Lakers were tanking, and they were just waiting for the Kobe era to be over. So they picked number 2 that year, and they took Brandon Ingram from Duke University, which wasn't a bad pick. He was unproven, but he had talent, and some people thought he would be the next Durant. And obviously now it doesn't look like that it's going to be the case. And he's turned out to be an okay player. He can't really shoot and dominates the ball, so he's not a great fit next to LeBron. But the kicker is when you look back at who was available, and I think that included, if I'm correct, it's Jaylen Brown and Jamal Murray and Buddy Hield, just to name a few. Now, Jaylen Brown, obviously he's had a rough year just because he's coming off the bench, but we saw what he could do last year during the Celtics playoff run. He looks like a future star if given the opportunity. Buddy Hield is having a nice season, and he's a great three-point shooter. Jamal Murray with the Nuggets is having a big year as well, and he's also a good three-point shooter. So that's just a tough break right there. So if we go to 2017, if you remember, Paul George was available that year, and the Lakers were in play to get him. Paul George even said he wanted to come to the Lakers. And the Pacers, I believe, wanted the number 2 overall pick, but the Lakers didn't want to part with that, thinking that they could get George in free agency the following year. Obviously, that didn't happen, and Paul George is having a great year now. So that would have been okay had the Lakers made a good pick in the 2017 draft, but unfortunately, Magic was enamored with Lonzo. He got caught up in the hype, thinking Lonzo could be Magic somehow, and they went with Lonzo, and he's been all right. He's a good defender, a good rebounder, improved his shot a little bit, but again, not a good fit with LeBron. Can't really shoot free throws, not a prolific three-point shooter. And just to summarize, it's tough because they also could have had Jason Tatum, they could have had Donovan Mitchell, and Lauri Markkanen, all whom would have been a better fit with LeBron. Tatum is the big miss here because he looks like the next Paul George. And the predicament the Lakers are in now is, you think about the what ifs. In theory, they could have had Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma, and LeBron. Now, when you're in a great situation like that, you can either build internally and continue to improve the team within, and within a year or two, I think they would have been major contenders with that core. You could have a very versatile lineup. LeBron would play the point, and the other 3 guys could just work off of him. Or, if you want, you could just package a couple of those players and definitely get Anthony Davis. Because one of the problems was that the Pelicans weren't interested in any of the Lakers players. Basically, Ball and Ingram had 0 trade value. So now they're in a tough situation. Who knows what's going to happen in the summer. The Celtics are in play now, and I always thought it was interesting that there wasn't too much coverage on the draft and their past decisions, because there were so many things in the last few years that led up to this point. You got the 2016 draft with Ingram, the whiff on Paul George, the whiff on Lonzo, and then they weren't able to get Kawhi Leonard in a trade, and then they weren't able to trade for Anthony Davis now. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the future. That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in.